Alright guys, I'm going to get this uploaded. I'm kind of getting burnt on this. This is going to be a tutorial on the free will mod that I've been working on. So it's going to come as you're going to have a spell plus an application. You're going to install a spell like you would a normal mod, and the application will be thrown in with your Mantella.exe. The zipped files, well, all the files are going to, the file that I'm going to, the application is going to have a date on it, which will be my versioning of that particular application. So this is my Mantella folder. I threw the FreeWillActions along with the Mantella exe. They're happy neighbors now. And I'm going to click on this. It's going to say click on options and browse to your Skyrim exe, then double click it. Click OK. Go to your options. We're going to browse to Skyrim, which is in my case right here. Okay, so now it's got the folder. It's not going to show the exe. It's only looking for the folder. Okay, once that's set, I usually have all this checked, to be honest. Let me go through and explain everything. All right, now what this application does is simply scan your logging log file right here. So it looks for actions or the triggers, which are right here, and when it finds them, it sends the command to the spell, and the spell makes the NPC do what you want it to do. Oh, by the way, this is only for one NPC right now. I have some ideas for multiple NPCs, but I gotta step away from this for now because it's driving me crazy. Alright, so it's going to scan the log file every 5 seconds, and when it finds the appropriate triggers, it'll show them up here. This is your display box. So let's go back. Then play wave. For instance, all you need to do is throw a wave file into this folder and it'll play it. So you don't have to. I also put a little button here that you can click on. It'll bring you to your multimedia folder, the default Windows multimedia folder, and you can just pick a file if you want sound, if you're going to be doing testing or anything like that. Okay, so play wave button. Use injection prompts every 5 minutes. Okay, so you can put your prompts into your main prompt config ini, like here, but I disabled it because I've been using the action injection, because over the course of time, as you're having dialogue with the LLM kind of gets lost in the weeds a little bit and loses its instructions. So it's got to be reminded, at least in my case, in the LLMs I'm using, and so on and so forth. So you can put it here or not. Alright, so this injection will inject what's here in the injections editor. Actually, let me get my, what do I do with it? Prompts. Alright, let me grab this prompt. I'm going to upload this for you too. So now when you edit the injection, this would be the instruction that goes in. Actually, I'm not going to upload this particular one. I'm going to upload my notes. So let me go and get my notes. Where's So, alright, so here's my notes. These are the prompts that I was using to do most of my testing. If you notice, it just says to lay immediately, begin with lay down. And then down here it'll say to lay immediately, begin with lay down if you will. So this is giving the NPC an option to have will. And then if the player asks you, thank you Art, if the player asks you to lay, actually this should be lay down, yeah, lay immediately, begin with lay down if you will. So it's giving the NPC will, and it will not trigger unless the player asks. So the NPC won't be using prompts at its will, which I've had issues with. Sometimes it seems like they're playing, like they're experimenting, it's like they got a new toy. So I've seen Yumi sit using free will, wait using free will, open her inventory, take all of her clothes off individually, and then all at once, and then put them all back on. Actually, one time I said something to her that she didn't like, and she re-equipped all of her clothes. So that's how that works. I'm going to go ahead and share my little prompts here. Of course, you will probably come up with a better prompt than I have here, but these have been working for me, and they're going to be in my notes. So we did the wave, we were talking about the injection. So basically this is just a reminder every 5 minutes that it's going to give the instruction back to the NPC. Did I say this is only for one NPC? Well, it's only for one NPC, so I'm sorry about that. But so every 5 minutes this is going to inject the instructions, or you could do it right here by force inject now, and then edit the instructions where I was just showing you. And then because it's parsing the Mantella logging log file, you can archive it. So for instance, if we want to archive it, we'll have this delete and don't archive logs unchecked, and we'll archive it. And what it will do is create this folder logs, and it'll create this log and throw it in this folder. So it basically saves your logs, and it'll be labeled by the date and time. So you don't have to delete your logs. You can just archive them. Or if you don't care about your logs, you just delete them. And once you delete it, what it'll do is it'll delete the old log and create a new log. Okay, save settings. So this will force save. So not that you need to force save these. This is a button that makes people feel happy, because you don't need to, because anytime you move or stretch the box or open and close the save thing, it's constantly saving. The only thing it doesn't save is when you move it like this. When you move it around like this, it won't save it. But any stretching or any open and close will save. So, so like for instance, let's make it this big, and let's put it over here, and let's see. It'll tell you, it'll notify you save settings, size, and position. So if we close it, it'll open in that exact same position. Now, if you click on it, this is the display panel, window, bar, whatever you want to call it. So for instance, if you want to click it and make it small, you just click it. And click it again to make it large. Now, did we get to triggers? Okay, so triggers. This is the commands that the spell will be looking for. And notice everything is lowercase and has a colon. And that's how it should remain if you want it to work. Now, if you're not interested in seeing your male followers or have the ability to take off his underwear, then you could just simply disable. If you type anything that isn't this command, it's going to look for this whole command, which isn't going to work. So you can put Grandma loves Grandpa in these parentheses, and that'll work. And once that's done, you simply save the file, and it's not there because I didn't get that working right. But if you open and close it, it'll be there. Now, this is the trigger window. So for instance, if you want, and you're testing like me, you can just click a command and your NPC will do what you want it to do. So like, in other words, if you click sit, it's going to sit. If you click lay down, it's going to look for a bed and lay down if it finds a bed. If you want to wait or come, follow, whatever. Take off its helmet, gloves, feet, whatever. Alright, so save buttons to make people feel good, and help is nothing. I haven't filled it out, put any kind of help in yet. I'm not going to do any documentation yet. I need guinea pigs, so I think that's it. That's it. I've been testing with silicone made 7BQ5. That's it, guys. So have fun. It's the only thing I can say.